Hello and welcome to a very special edition of this week's Gamehuggers question of the day. It is our 9th time around the sun, and now we've got the major question. We've got the best question. Well, I don't know if it's the best question, but we certainly do have a question, and we put it out there in the Twitterverse. That's right. Follow me at _Joshua Turbo. Don't forget the underscore as is the most important underscore in all the internet. We put it on facebook.com/Gamehuggers. We also put it on Twitch because we're live on Twitch. We stream it live on Twitch, and then you guys get it later on in the Podomatic universe, or else just on Facebook or Twitter or wherever. YouTube. You guys are on YouTube too. So all these things. But if you want to get it before everyone else gets it, twitch.tv/Joshua Turbo. That's the place to go for all this stuff. And yes, pay the toll. My butt is a podcast. I got the Buttcast. Where's Buttspot? Where's that son of a bitch? All right, so let's just jump right into it. The question this week, and I have a couple things I need to clear. I gotta clear the air here, guys. I'm gonna clear the air. You ready for this? Getting a little sip. I'm taking a little sippity doodah of some magic stuff. I've got a couple drinks here, and I've got a couple things because this week's question of the day has a little something to do with sitting down and drinking. So the question this week for this day, today's question of the week, no, this week's question of the day is, what is one game character that you would like to have a drink with? Now, not everyone drinks, right? Not everyone drinks alcohol, not saying you have to do that. Who would you just like to hang out with and chat with? What's a game character that you'd want to have a coffee with or something? And we got a couple callers this week. We got a couple people that have sent us their opinions and ideas and their answers to this week's question of the day. And I'm going to write them down so we can keep track of them. But one extra thing we're going to do, every single caller this week gets a free shot. And this is a Kelly Castle shot glass. I'm going to do a drink along with every caller. Pretty crazy, huh? I'm going to explode. I did send it to you, Mr. Dorkfather. I had sent you this question. Mr. Dorkfather, if you wish to participate, go ahead and send it in now. Now, I've got a pretty strong constitution. I've been known to not really be affected by alcohol until, a bottle's gone. I can drink a bottle of wine and really kind of start to feel a slight buzz. Weirdly, I'm not. Caffeine affects me way more than alcohol does. A six-pack of beer, like a six-pack of Guinness, I feel nothing, usually. I start to get a good buzz after a bottle of wine, though. So that's the problem, though, is then your belly is full of liquid, and you feel like shit. So, I'll try to get bonked. It ain't gonna happen. I ain't gonna be hungover. But I got a selection of different things here. We got some spiced rum. We got some Caribbean rum. Coconut liqueur. I got some coffee liqueur. Matter of fact, actually, I could. Have I ever opened this yet? No, I don't think I have. I've got some coffee liqueur. He didn't ask because Scott was on my stream last week. Oh, yeah. Well, Scott was on your stream, and Scott's something else. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and add that to my coffee just to try that out. That should be fun. Little coffee liqueur from Starbucks, even. Isn't that wild? Starbucks alcohol. And then I got some Goldschlager. How's it going, McClar? How are you, my good friend? I don't know why I'm doing the McClar like this, like I'm some sort of Irish folk, and it's the worst accent I've ever done, and I better stop before I say something incredibly offensive. But, all right. So this week's question is, what's a game character that you'd sit down and have a drink with? Boom. Who do you like to chat with? Now let's go to those wondrous phone lines and find out what some responses that we got this week. Because I think we got quite a few, my friends. Absolutely. And Dorkfather, if you want to be a part of it, absolutely feel free to jump right in. Send me a message, and I'll add it to the stream. And if I'm starting to glitch out or lose some frames, I apologize. But the recording should be 100% fine. All right. So let's hit these phone lines right now. I'm going to try to not go out of order. Screw it. Wait, what? Okay, let's do this. Here we go. Oh man, hold on. I realized something. That's way too low. Okay, let me try to put it up about that high.
I feel like this one, the immediate answer that came to my mind was that of a young, no, not young, of an old Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series. I think that guy probably has some insane stories of stuff that we haven't even seen yet. And it'd be like talking to Indiana Jones, probably. So that's the answer. Nathan Drake, Uncharted series. Not the Tom Holland version, but the actual game version.
Awesome. And that was from, wow, I lost my voice there for a second. That was from our good friend Pay the Toll. Pay the Toll, you are doing cultural appropriation. You did Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series. That's an excellent, excellent answer because I really do love the Uncharted games. I've only ever played through the first two games. So you, my friend, we is be tipping one back for you, my friend. This is for you, Ron. I love you, buddy. All right. So, holy fuck. I don't know if I'm going to make this. How about I just have a sip of this coffee sometimes? I did put some coffee liqueur in it. Who gets that shot glass? Well, you're going to have a shot with me. You can have a drink with me if you'd like to. Shots all around. All right. Mistakes were made. Ha! And a half a foot rub. I'll take that foot rub, dork father. Yes! Oh, I want a foot rub from you. You are the master. I'm sounding way too enthusiastic about a foot rub. All right. Here we go. Next one. Next caller.
If I could choose any video game character to sit down and have a drink or a meal with, I would choose Kirby because I also inhale my food like a crazy person.
Kirby. That was our awesome, awesome chatter Thighs. Our good friend Thighs. She says Kirby. Kirby. You'll pull on your toes. Oh, you'll pop them? This is to you, Kirby. Thank you so much for eating everything so that Thighs can feel comfortable about eating everything. Hey, it's Thighs. All right. What up? All right, next up.
I would love to answer this week's question of the day. A character that I would like to hang out with at a bar that would be a very good time is Geralt
Ooh.
from the Witcher series. That would be a blast. Plus, you're pretty safe. If he's your friend and you're in there with him, you're good. You're good. And he's going to crack a lot of jokes, like with a really dry sense of humor. It's great. Yeah, that's the guy.
So Geralt from the Witcher series. So interestingly, I have never played a Witcher game. I have, however, played Cyberpunk 2077, which is by the same team. What Code Red or Red Code Name Red, whatever. I played Cyberpunk, but Geralt from The Witcher, I am familiar with him only from the Netflix series because I really do enjoy the Netflix series. It's a very good show. He's extremely dry humor. Like, you almost barely ever get the guy to smirk. I always find that his companions are the slightly or far more entertaining, especially the one who sings the Witcher theme song. It's the Witcher, or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't know how to sing it. I'm not a singer. But I would say that I bet Geralt would be a very fun conversation over a drink or two. I will let you suck my toes for money. All right, for Geralt, let's do another one of these. Some bitches. I'm gonna try straight up just this coffee shot this time. Is it warm in here, or is it just me? Also chugging coffee for every one of these callers. This is actually very pleasant. That is excellent. That is excellent. That is a very strong coffee. It's almost like an espresso shot. Holy shit, is that excellent. It definitely has alcohol, but not bad at all. I could drink that. I could drink that over ice. I could drink that over ice with like just coffee creamer. That's it. That would be an iced coffee of magical iced coffee. Holy Christ, is that a good taste. All right. Let's jump back to the phone lines. And so far we've got Ring Fit Runner. We've got Thighs. We've got Pay the Toll. Next up is the next caller.
If I could have a drink with any video game character, you know, I always think about these retro games, and when they come out in the United States, they replace beer and wine with juice and coffee. You go to the bar, and they're drinking juice. You go to the inn, they're drinking coffee. No! Where's the alcohol? If I had to choose any character, I gotta sit with the pirates on The Secret of Monkey Island. Grog! It's what it's all about, man. I would love to hang out in that pirate bar, super shady, super seedy, and enjoy a pint of grog with my fellow pirates. That'd be amazing.
That's the perfect answer. I love that. So the Pirates from Monkey Island, that was our good friend John Riggs, who was a guest of honor at the last MGC just last month. Wow, now 2 months ago. Holy moly. Up in Milwaukee, or down in Milwaukee, I guess I should say. But how cool. The Pirates from Monkey Island. I would imagine they would have some stories to tell, some shanty songs to sing. I think that would be incredible. I think any game that has like a bar setting or a tavern setting or anything, like any of those characters that just happen to be in there and spend lots of time in there, and then you can kind of ask them questions and stuff, that would be the best characters to kind of have a real life drink with, I think. It reminds me of a game way back on the TurboGrafx called Order of the Griffin. Order of the Griffin, you can actually go to inns and taverns and you can actually drink. And if you drink, you start to get a little looser. Your character maybe gains a couple hit points or so, but then if you drink too much, you lose hit points, you lose constitution, you lose wisdom, and you start making really bad decisions. And like then you're etching your like initials in the table, and then the barkeep kicks you out, and you're on the streets drunk, and then people rob you, and then you have no money left. Like, it's fucking spectacular. I love games like that. So that's not necessarily a game you want to get too drunk in, but have a drink or two, no big deal. But I remember that first time I learned that lesson, I was like, I can keep drinking, and like, this is great. This is amazing. Super funny, though. Thank you so much, John Riggs. I appreciate the call this week. Let's get to the next caller. By the way, every single one of you callers, I would definitely like to have a drink with you guys at some point.
Hi, I'm calling in for the question of the day, the weekly question of the day, the one day of the question of the week. And my answer is, I think it would be pretty funny to sit down and talk to Luigi. You know, after a few drinks, that poor soul will just let out his heart. You'll just hear, "Oh, it's me, Luigi. I'm always second best. Mario gets everything and I just get to Spooky Mansion. Oh." So that would be fun, and that was my answer for the daily of the week question. Thank you. Also, go Joshua Turbo.
Thank you. That was our good friend Ben. He is a part of the Twitch stream called Ben Plays It All. You got to check him out. Man, that was hilarious. I actually think the choice for Luigi's an excellent choice, because like, how often is Luigi ever featured in anything? Obviously, there's Luigi's Mansion, and then there was Mario is Missing, and then like some people like to play as him in like Mario Kart and stuff. But like, really, who is talking to Luigi? When is Luigi featured? Who picks Luigi in Mario Kart? Who picks Luigi in anything? Mario Party? Like, that would be the guy to talk to. Like, you are the younger brother. You're always second best. You were played by John Leguizamo in the first live-action movie. Talk to me, buddy. Let's have a drink. Let me buy you a drink, Luigi. Let me buy you a drink. Speaking of buying a drink, I'm going to pour one out for Luigi here. That is an awesome choice. Thank you so much, Ben Plays It All. If you want to check him out, you should definitely just look up on Twitch, Ben Plays It All. He streams a lot of PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 era games, and he loves Silent Hill. He's called in a few times before, but if you ever are looking for someone to play watch play Silent Hill, or play Silent Hill with, that's the guy. All right, let's make ourselves sick with some paint varnish. That's not bad at all. It's a little strong. Someone is on their way to Schwasty Town, all aboard the boat. Choo choo choo. Nah, I'm good. I'm feeling real good right now. I'm feeling real good. I'm actually fine. All right, let's get to the next caller, shall we?
Which video game character would I like to have a drink or a coffee with? Man, these questions keep getting pretty good, and they're noodling at my old noodle. I'm not going to go the cheater route and pick a character that also exists outside of video games, so I'm not going to say I'd have a drink with Batman or Scrooge McDuck or anything like that. I want to stick to pure video gaming characters, and I think the smart move is picking somebody that's part of a franchise so that you could actually be with the person, entity, or thing for more than 5 minutes. Anything that would have had a good storyline would also be a good character. Like, I don't know that I would want to have a drink with Crash Bandicoot. Is it Bandicoot or Bandicoot? I never know. That seems like an obnoxious interaction, and I would pass on that pretty hard. I think I would go Simon Belmont. How awesome would those monster slaying stories be to hear? I think that would probably be my choice. I know some of you want Zero Suit Samus. Not that you would get to pick the outfit of the person that you're having a drink with, but I don't think you could go wrong with Simon Belmont. Mega Man would be another good one too, although I don't know that he's got much of a conversational attitude.
Actually, so I love the way Rob does his messages, by the way. And by the way, Rob McCallum, he's freaking amazing. He is a director. He did the movie Nintendo Quest. I'm honored that he even does these call-ins for this Twitch stream and this podcast. It's freaking amazing. I love that. Simon Belmont is an incredibly good answer, because when I think of like all of the Castlevania games that I played, the fact that the guy is in Smash Brothers, the fact that the guy used to be in the Video Power TV show, or was it Captain N, the video game master. That's what Simon Belmont was in. I'd buy the guy drink after drink after drink because I'd want to know more and more and more. Like, what did you feel about this? What did you feel about being replaced by Trevor Belmont in Castlevania 3? And, you came back in Castlevania 4 and you were back in Castlevania Chronicles, but like, then there was Richter and Dracula X, and then there was Alucard, and like, I'm always ready to go on a journey, even if it's to Schwasty Town. And I'm glad Rob McCallum is keeping things interested for you, dude. His call-ins are freaking hilarious. I love it. I love every one of our callers. Like, I'm so honored to have some people showing interest and wanting to be a part of this. It's super cool. But Simon Belmont's a great answer. I don't know if I could think of a better answer than Simon Belmont. I know I've already said this like 2 or 3 times. Luigi was a good one too. But man, I would love to sit and just chat with Simon Belmont. That'd be super cool. I'd be like, what were your thoughts about Simon's Quest? Castlevania 2. Did you know that you were supposed to go in that mountain area, this mountainous area, and like crouch for 12 seconds so that a little twisty tornado could come and carry you away? Did you know you were supposed to do that? And Simon would be like, dude, I had no idea. And I'd be like, I know. You had to read or you had to be subscribed to Nintendo Power to ever know that. Like, who would go off into the mountains and just crouch down for 12 seconds to have a little twisty tornado come and carry you away because no one in the game talks about that? It was literally Simon, I gotta know. I gotta take him out for a drink. I need to know. I need to know, Simon. Who came up with that idea? All right. Next caller. So far we're doing drinks with Nathan Drake. We're going to do a drink with Kirby, Geralt, the Pirates from Monkey Island, Luigi, and Simon Belmont. What a wonderful, wonderful night of drinks.
Okay. I think I got this working now. So I could be a little, I could cheat a little bit. I, you know, if I do a character that shows up in movies, I'd probably consider it cheating. But if it wasn't cheating, I'd have to go with Indiana Jones from Fate of Atlantis. He's a real goofball in that game, and he's really, really well written. If we're going to do anything that's not based on a movie, I'd have to go with Solid Snake. I love anybody that serves our country, clad in a uniform, anybody in our military that happily gives portions of their lives in service to our country. So I'd have to go with Solid Snake, even though he may not be the most forthcoming of characters, but I love the guy. So that's my pick. Thanks, Josh.
I love that option actually, and it is interesting. Like, I know that Rob had mentioned too. He's like, well, I don't want to pick someone that actually exists. It could be Indiana Jones or Scrooge McDuck, and I laughed so hard when he's like someone that actually exists. Oh shit. Okay. Buttspot says, Joss but a butt. You're always so curious about the characters and their experiences. But one day, Buttman Belmont will have that drink with you. As for Kirby, I but he's a lightweight. Ouch. I'm glad that Buttspot is targeting AI Alicia now, though, so that makes everything fun. But the Solid Snake option and all the Metal Gear games, Metal Gear, Snake's Revenge, Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, 4. Oh, excuse me. Wasn't there a Metal Gear Solid 5? I actually don't remember. I think there was 4. That was on the PS4, and there hasn't been one since, right? I don't even know. But anyway, yes, Solid Snake from the Metal Gear games I think would be awesome, because I'd want to talk to him about the creator of the Metal Gear series and just kind of like pick his brain on like how the game series was made. Who is the guy that made the Metal Gear games? It says it's like this is a Yuzo Koshiro? No, that's a musician. Hideo Kojima. Hideo Kojima is the one who did the Metal Gear games. Hideo Kojima also was the director of the Snatcher game, which has a little bit of Metal Gear, like it's in the same universe. It takes place in the future, but Snatcher is a digital comic game that came out on the TurboGrafx in Japan, PC Engine in Japan, and was only ever ported to the US on the Sega CD. And it is a beautiful digital comic game. But it takes place in the Metal Gear universe because there's Metal Gear. The like suit and the little robotics and stuff are all a part of that game in Snatcher. And so they always constantly like intermingle like those storylines and stuff. And so I'd love to hear more about that world. So I would be like, if you're talking like Solid Snake as the actor who played the character like in the game series, I'd be like, what is your experience with Hideo Kojima and like the music and like everything and the way the game was made. I mean, that game, so I always considered, like, at the very beginning, Metal Gear Solid 5 was apparently pretty awesome. I never played it. Okay, if there was a Metal Gear Solid 5, I believe that was on the PS4. I don't think there's been a new Metal Gear Solid in a while because Hideo Kojima moved on to Death Stranding, right? And he works exclusively with Sony now, I think. I actually don't know for sure. But yeah, Konami is a shell of what it used to be. Konami barely has any IPs anymore that are even relevant. They constantly come out with, like, random updates and they do pachinko games and stuff, but like Hideo Kojima and the cyberpunk universe that he created I was going to say though that on the PS1 when it first came out, obviously Sony was new to the market. There was Nintendo established, Sega established, like worldwide, like they were both huge in the world. And when Sony came in, they locked up. I don't know how they were able to figure it out proactively before the gaming universe could even experience it, but they knew exactly which titles to target. Metal Gear was on the MSX in Japan. It was also on the NES in the US. But they were like, nope, we want a Metal Gear game, a new Metal Gear game on our PlayStation system. So like Konami, who did games for the Saturn, who also was about to do games for the N64, but also did Super Nintendo games, like wonderful Super Nintendo games. They made Metal Gear Solid exclusive to the PlayStation, and it was a humongous game. Square, Final Fantasy VII. Eidos made Tomb Raider. They locked up Naughty Dog as a second-party developer on the PlayStation, so there was your Crash Bandicoot games, and they had Battle Arena Toshinden, and like these games that were exclusive for the PlayStation did so well, and they were so important. Like Metal Gear Solid, like that game, along with Tomb Raider and Final Fantasy VII, like completely changed the landscape of gaming. Because honestly, I think if it wasn't for those 3 games, I honestly think that the N64 and the Saturn would have done better. Because I think that if those 3 games were even cross-platform, if there was a Metal Gear Solid on the Saturn along with the PlayStation 1, that would have made everybody, like, you could just choose whichever console you wanted. If Final Fantasy VII somehow would have been made on the N64, which I don't think it could have been, but it could have been made in a certain way, had Nintendo and Square not had their huge divorce and all that stuff. But like, it's interesting. The PlayStation era with Metal Gear Solid, that was like the game. I mean, everyone needed to play it. That was like super important. Metal Gear Solid was just as important to the PlayStation 1 as Halo was to the original Xbox, in my opinion. Sorry, I went on a little bit of a rant there, but that's a great choice to have a drink with Solid Snake. I think that's freaking awesome. All right, let's get to the next one.
Then moving forward on who would I want to have a drink with, I think I would want to have a drink with Pac-Man, because I feel like he's very stressed out constantly, but he still knows how to party, and he's not above taking drugs. So, probably be a pretty good time, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree. That was our good friend Ben Bizzle. He runs the oh shit, what does Ben run? He runs a Facebook group. Oh, I got a message from the Dork Father too. It's the Ben. Hold on a second. Oh, the Filthy Game Room. That's it. He runs the Filthy Game Room Facebook group, which is awesome because it's for games, buy, sell, trade, all kinds of stuff. It's a really good group for like trading games and stuff like that. Anyway, yes, Pac-Man, that is fucking hilarious. It does sound like it'd be a good time. It'd be a great time. I'll drink to that. Ben Bizzle. Like a lower grade for getting your assignment in late. No, you're good, dude. You are fine. All right, here we go.
All right, my answer for the question of the day, who I'd like to have a drink with, the video game character, I'm going to go with Dirk the Daring from Dragon's Lair.
Fuck yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna go with him. I think he'd be fun to have a drink with. I think it would be awesome. So, drink up and have one for Dirk the Daring.
I think that would be awesome. I'm a big Don Bluth fan, and I love Don Bluth. He's the one that animated all of the Dragon Slayer games. I'm sorry, Jesus, Dragon's Lair. I always get that confused. That's like, I got certain words that I confuse sometimes. Dragon Slayer is a PC Engine RPG, which we played on this stream. Dragon's Lair is the legendary Laser Active game, which is Laserdisc arcade game, an arcade machine built on a Laserdisc machine. Dragon's Lair 1, Dragon's Lair 2, and Space Ace. And the first 2 games had Dirk the Daring. Great character. I would love to have a drink with him because how many times has that guy died? Like, seriously, there's like 100 different animations of death in the Dragon's Lair games, and I would love to sit down and talk to that guy for sure. All right, thank you, Dork Father. That was a great option. I love Dirk man. Here we go. Next caller.
Hey Josh, this is probably going to be a pretty long one, but I've been thinking about this all day. And I actually thought about many, many characters from the 8-bit and 16-bit era. And I've actually got a buddy of mine, his name is Richard, and I grew up with him. We kind of grew up with the same type of gaming, and he was right there with the Turbo Graphics with me. But your question earlier was if we could pick any character from a video game to sit down with and have a beer or smoke a bowl or whatever it would be, who would it be? And dude, I tossed and turned with that one. But I'm gonna do something different than what most people are gonna do, and I'm gonna go with a fictitious character that I created. A lot of y'all know my fictitious game handle, Debutho, little D, little E, capital B, Uttho, and what that was when I was about 11, 12 years old, Dragon Warrior was released, and I got that game because I had Nintendo Power and it came with it. A lot of us got it that way. I think my friend Richard did as well, didn't you?
I did
Richard?
too. Yep.
Didn't you get Dragon Warrior because you had Nintendo Power? I did. So a lot of us got introduced to that game because of that, and and I invented that character name because I was just being a stupid kid, and I just thought it was funny because we were studying history at that time, and it was like French or some shit where they had the D-E in front of all their names. And I just thought it was pretty cool. The butthole, just a stupid 11, 12-year-old kid. I thought it was funny. And with that particular game, you couldn't put in all the characters. So it was like D-E-B-U, and I had to, but as time progressed, and I still use that game handle, I was able to put the whole game handle in there. So all of my Dragon Warrior games, Final Fantasy, any game where you had to name your character, I was always the butthole. So, with that being said, if I could literally sit down and smoke a bowl and have a beer and listen to some tunes like I'm doing right now with a video game character, it would have to be the butthole. Straight up. I want to know what the fuck he looks like. What about you, Richard? Real quick, who would you have a beer with? Rich is still thinking about it, so we're going to have to get back to you on that one, Josh. But as far as mine goes, it's going to be the butthole. And man, I just can't imagine picking anybody else. Because think about it. We really know Mario. What the fuck are we going to talk about? We know everything about Mario, right? And Link and Zelda and all of the common characters that most people are going to choose. Why not think outside the box? And that's a character that I created, and he became a whatever figure I was playing in that game. I took on those characteristics, and I actually played those games like I would react in real life, and that's how I played them games. So that's who I.
Jesus H balls. Damn it! This. Sorry, everybody. What is going on here? This is happening because Facebook sucks. Gosh darn it. All right, let's try this again. Hold on. Why is it stopping? You can usually fast forward it.
Hey Josh, this is probably going to be a pretty long one, but I've been.
Hold on, everybody. I apologize. By the way, the Debutho character, I have seen his character in his games that he has run years and years. When he makes a character in a game, and he'll share like, oh, look at my high score, and hits like the credits or like the initials and stuff and the high score, and he'll say Debutho, and I always thought that was so freaking funny. I loved it. I love that. And so when he finally explains this Debutho thing, that's like 20 years of history. Now I finally understand why his name's always Debutho in games. It's fucking hilarious. All right, let's get to the next caller.
Hey, look, Josh. I ended that video a little too soon. Well, that audio a little too soon. So Richard said he's ready now. So Richard, real quick, which one is yours?
If I could sit down and have a beer or drink or smoke or whatever
It will be the robot Claptrap from Borderlands. And why is because he's entertaining as fuck. Claptrap is the robot that gives you a lot of your missions. He's the best character from that series.
Good. All right, Josh, you hear that? Claptrap or whatever that is. I don't even know what it is, but you might know what it is. But that's pretty cool. I still stick with the butthole. Find a way to blend both of these voice messages together so you ain't got to have two different people on there with my stupid ass voice. All right, Josh, send me a link to this when it goes live, or maybe I can join it if I'm actually off later.
Hell yeah. So that was awesome. The butthole, and it seems like, should we call Dirk the Daring for help? Dude, that's hilarious. Yeah, maybe he does know a thing or two about mechanical dragons. That's actually hilarious. Yeah, I Claptrap. So Thighs and Ring Fit Runner, I'm sure a few of the other guys on the chat tonight, you guys know Borderlands. I don't know Borderlands at all. I have played, I think, a little bit of Borderlands 3 and a little bit of Borderlands 1, but I never played any of them throughout, like from beginning to end. I've never played a single one. And I have always heard Claptrap is hilarious. The characters are hilarious. The games, the interactions, everything are just fun. And they make it really funny and they make it very entertaining. And I'm way behind on all that. I am like infinitely behind on all that. So like I know that I need to play those games to understand it. I played poker with Claptrap on Night at the Inventory. That's amazing. Well, that comes pretty close to having a drink with him. I think that that's our good friend, by the way, Bernie. Bernie's got a history, a funny history in gaming, and hopefully at some point, if he ever jumps on a Twitch stream or gets in the chatter at some point, he could like chime in with some of his stories. But I've known Bernie for like almost 20 years. Never met the guy in real life, but it's all forums and gaming related shit. But like, dude's so funny, absolutely hilarious. Like, yeah, that's fantastic. So Debutho, which I gotta need to write down here. Let's see. So Bernie says Debutto, and Richard says Claptrap from the Borderlands games. All right, let's get to the next caller.
Okay, great question. What gaming character would I want to have a drink with? I haven't really thought about that, but it's a really great question. First one that comes to mind, honestly, is Kratos from God of War. First off, he's just a badass character who just can do some incredible moves, and I think overall he means to do well at the end of the day, and he's also a father, so could definitely talk to him about fatherhood, and we'd have that in common. But has to be Kratos. He's just one bad mofo.
Awesome. That was our good friend Gamester81, who I ran into at MGC as well. Super cool of him to give us a call in tonight for our weekly question of the day. Kratos. Here's the interesting thing. Like, I have never played a game of God of War from beginning to end. Never. But I do know the history and I do know the games, and I've watched a lot of the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, the newest God of War games, and man, are they gorgeous. I think I need to just find time to finally play through those games because they are beautiful games, like experiences from beginning to end. They look amazing, and I think that while you're playing the game as Kratos, you do start to bond with that character. You start to bond with the characters in the game, and like Kratos walking around with his son, and that whole thing like, boy, come here, do this, do that, help me with this, like it's just fucking awesome. And yeah, that's a great character that you just like to sit down and be like, all right, we just played through this whole game. We need to talk. We need to talk about things. And so I love that idea. Kratos is a perfect option. Thank you so much, Gamester81.
Okay, this is my answer to the question of the week. And the question is, what video game character would I most like to have a drink with? And the answer is, I don't drink. So, none.
Oh, okay. That was our good friend, Dragon Master Dan, who is just not going to participate this week. Well, thank you, Dragon Master Dan. All right, let's go to the next caller.
All right. Answer to that would be Cade 6 from Destiny / Destiny 2.
So Kaith 6, isn't it Cade 6 or Kaith 6? I don't remember names very well in video games. In Destiny, excuse me, there's a few different characters in Destiny that I'd like to definitely have a drink with, because I want to hear more of the history and more of the lore of the game. And if you're gonna, and we played a ton of Destiny over the last 2 or 3 years, and I think that would be really cool to have a drink with someone like that. But that was a call in from our good friend Pickaxe, who comes in the chat once in a great while, but he's better known as Brent in the EverCon world. So thank you so much for that call. All right, let's get to the next guy.
No, I got it. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I think so. I know. Hey, Josh, sorry. I know it's been a couple of weeks since you've heard from me.
Yeah.
I've gone off grid.
Are you okay?
Bit. Let's just say it's been a bit busy on my end.
Okay. Oh, is everything okay?
Now, as far as the question of the day goes, video game character I would like to have a drink with. It's kind of obscure. That would be Jaren from the Super Nintendo game Lufia and the Fortress of Doom.
Yes.
Jaren and the heroes from Lufia really inspired me when I was younger. I actually wrote my first ever fan fiction featuring those guys. So I'd say that, because that's really something that obviously affected me when I was younger. But let's see.
Dude, that's awesome.
Another video game character I'd like to have a... Hold on.
Are you okay?
Do you hear that? Shh. Quiet. Josh, I gotta go for a bit. I'll try to call back if I...
That escalated quickly. I hope that our good friend Captain Coleslaw is in good health. Each one of these weeks that he calls in, they get a little bit darker and darker, like something bad's happening. I love the option of a character from Lufia. That's actually the first time anyone's mentioned any role-playing game characters, because how much time do you spend with role-playing characters? I mean, like, think of the characters from Shining in the Darkness. We played 19 nights playing that game for 2+ hours every night, 40 hours of gaming. Would I want to go out with a drink with those guys and say, like, holy shit, guys, we're up to level 61 and we just finally beat Dark Falls at the end. Like, guys, can you believe how far we are in this game? Oh my God. Sorry. All right. But yes, I love the idea of Jaren from the Lufia series. I love Shining in the Darkness. What's up, Check Lars? Holy shit. How are you, my friend? It's good to see you. Shining in the Darkness, that's accurate. Or any of the Shining games. I mean, think of that, like going out just to have a drink with one of those guys after the game. Like, imagine the credits roll, everything's done and over with, and it's like, hey, you want to go out for a drink and talk about it? Like, talk about the game, talk about our favorite parts. Like, oh my God. Role-playing games are, you make a serious connection with those people. Like, you level them up, you armor them up, you give them better weapons, you go through the entire game and like, hey, Josh Turbo, just here to support the stream, buddy. Thank you so much, Jack Lars. I appreciate that, my good friend. All right, let's get to the next caller.
Hey, this is Brett Weiss. If I could have a drink with any video game character, it would obviously be the bartender from Tapper, the fantastic action-oriented arcade game from the early 1980s. Now, not only would he be cool to hang out with, but he would keep serving me beer after beer, or perhaps root beer after root beer if I were playing root beer Tapper. So yeah, tap me up, Tapper. Tapperty tap, Tapper.
That's amazing. Yes! Oh my God, I'd love to go for a drink with Tapper, the bartender from Tapper. Hilarious. Like, I love that idea, because the original Tapper just had beer in it, but then I remember like specific licensing and licensed versions of tappers. There was Budweiser tapper that had like the Budweiser logo up on the bar and you're like serving Budweisers to people. And then there was root beer tapper because it's a video game and so you want to make a game and kid oriented friendly. And so you're making root beer tapper and Brett Weiss called us, guys. Holy shit, this is amazing. That's an author of the console history of video games, history of video games from 1972 to 81, and then he did the 16-bit era, and then he did the 32-bit / 64-bit era. Awesome. Thank you so much, Brett, for messaging us and getting us a call this week, because that is incredibly cool. Getting us an answer of Tapper. Tapper, that's spectacular. That's a wonderful answer. Just looking at this list, who wouldn't want to have a drink with these guys? Nathan Drake, Kirby, Geralt, the Pirates from Monkey Island, Luigi, Simon Belmont, Solid Snake, Pac-Man, DeButho, Claptrap, Kratos, Jaren from Lufia, and now Tapper. And we're still not done. We still got calls left. I think I need to take a drink, don't I? Hold on. I'll take one more sippity doodah. This is by far the best one. I've had Goldschlager, I had spiced rum, and I had coconut cream rum. And now I'm having one more coffee shot. Coffee liqueur, if you will. All right. Let's do this. Let's listen to. We got another caller here in the old ticker. Let's listen to this one. Who could it be?
Hey Josh, I don't know if you can hear me very well. Currently on the road, on the run. God, I hate this part of the state.
Jake?
Cornfields everywhere. Seriously, south of Wisconsin is the most boring place ever. But, so I stole this vehicle, or I'm sorry, I acquired this vehicle. Stole is a little bit too technical there. But I wanted to get back to it. I was interrupted. The other character I wanted to have a drink with would be Arno Dorian from Assassin's Creed Unity. It's one of my favorites. Good story, good moral, revolution, that sort of thing. It's kind of what we need right now is a revolution. That's why they're after me. But, oh shit, they're on me. All right, I gotta go. Have a good night. Bye, everybody. I'll try to catch you up next week. See ya.
The saga of Jake / Captain Coleslaw and whatever he's on the run from, it's getting deeper and deeper every week. But yes, I'm not familiar at all with the Assassin's Creed games. Maybe some people in the chat could comment. I didn't even remember what name he said, but it's a character from Assassin's Creed. Would like to have a drink with him. One of his favorite characters ever. So to the Assassin's Creed series, that is our final caller of the week. Thank you so much, Captain Coleslaw, and everybody else that's chimed in this week. Really do appreciate each and every one of you. I think it's super cool that you guys, and that is awesome. This is still excellent. It is like an espresso shot. Holy shit, is that good? Yeah, everybody. And if anybody out there wants to contribute or wants to be a part of this, all you need to do is hit me up on Twitter. Find me on Twitter @_Joshua Turbo. Don't forget the underscore is the most important underscore in all the internet. As you can see, if you're watching on Twitch or if you're watching on YouTube, we've got all the banners up here. Gamehuggers. We have youtube.com/Gamehuggers. We've got facebook.com/Gamehuggers. Twitter down here, Joshua Turbo, Gamehuggers. And we also have a Gamehuggers Discord channel. Hi, Karster. How's it going, my friend? We are just wrapping up the question, or the weekly question of the day. The only Assassin's Creed I ever played was Black Flag, but I love that game. Pirates. Very cool. Well, Jack Lars, is there a character from the Pirates Assassin's Creed game that you yourself would like to sit down and have a drink with? And Karster, is there any video game character that you'd like to sit down with and actually talk to in real life? It could be over a cup of coffee, a bowl of cereal, a pop, sharing a pop together. Anything you'd like. We've had an awesome collection of different characters that people would like to have drinks with tonight. Me, myself, I think I would take... Oh, I didn't even think about this, really. What would be? Oh, it'd be Adol or Adol from the East series. I think that'd be a character I'd like to sit down and have a drink with because he never speaks in any of the games. Karster would do Link. There you go, Link, another character that never speaks. There's that like the silent the silent. What's the word I'm looking for? So there's the silent good guy. In Zelda and the East games. Where they just kind of keep Mario never talks except for when he's like attacking and stuff. Yeah, wahoo! Yeah, I love that. There's great options for characters that you'd like to have drinks with, and thank you guys so much again for everybody that's listening on the Podomatic world or the podcasting world. You can always check us out on Facebook as facebook.com/Gamehuggers. And if you want to contribute to the weekly question of the day, you can go ahead and just find us on any of those social media platforms, and then you can contribute. You can answer questions. You can send me messages. You can be a part of it each and every week. And thank you to everyone out there that contributed this week, because without you guys, there would be no us. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys so much. Thank you. And we'll see you next week for the weekly question of the day, number 10. Peace.